Welcome to Living the Empowered Life channel. My name is Yvonne and this channel is all about bringing you content that's empowering, encouraging and inspiring. So if this is the type of content that you like, then please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you can be notified of any new uploads. And if you do like the videos, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. So in today's video, I thought I would continue with the theme of setting ourselves up to have a positive and productive 2021 by sharing with you a list of 10 habits I believe will help you in 2021. I want to share this list with you because I believe this is things that will help you to set the right foundation for the things that you want to do. And with anything that has a right foundation, anything you do on top of it or build on top of it will last. So I want to share these things because they have been things that have helped me in my own life. They've helped with my productivity. They've helped me to be positive. They've helped me to be motivated and to, keep focused in the things that I'm trying to do within my life. And these are some of the essential things I believe make up the empowered life. So the first thing I want to share with you on my list of 10 habits to develop in 2021 is getting up early. I believe getting up early is a really good habit to develop. I am somebody who's more like a morning person. I like to get things done early in the morning. I find I'm more focused, I have more energy. There has been times during this lockdown, because over here in London, UK, we're in lockdown now for the 4th time. I have found there has been days where I've got up later, but it has affected my productivity. I do like to do things in the morning so that by about 2-3 o'clock, the bulk of my work, whether contractual work or creative work, is done for the day. And then if I choose to do other things after that, then, it doesn't really matter because I've done all the important tasks I need to do for the day. Getting up early as well for me does include other things besides work, and I'll be sharing those things that it includes in a second. Maybe you are somebody who prefers to work later on in the day. You really have to go with what you feel is best for you. If you find that you are more productive, get more done in the afternoon, or maybe you like to work in the evenings, then that's fine. Do those things, if they work for your life and they produce the results that you want. But I just find that getting up early works best for me. I don't like to waste the day. I like to make sure I get the things that I need to get done, and my brain functions better actually in the early morning. The second thing I want to share with you about 10 habits to develop in 2021 is to develop a relationship with God. For me, this is essential to everything that I do in my life. To be able to pray to God and to be able to talk to Him, to ask His guidance about things, to get that encouragement and that strength is really essential, I find. And also, when I find that I'm not trying to do things in my own strength and I'm relying on the living God to help me to be able to push through in the things that I need to do, or to help me to overcome challenges, it helps me to just focus better. I get up early in the morning, 5 sometimes 6:30, to spend that time in prayer. Now, what I've found actually in the winter months is that I get up a little bit later, and that is okay. So I get up probably around 6:30, 6 o'clock, 6:30. But in the springtime, summer months, I'll get up like 5:30 to pray. Praying to God and giving my worries and cares to God is something that I find to be hugely beneficial for my life. It's something that I do without even thinking about it now, because it's more than a habit. It's part of my lifestyle, and having a relationship and praying to God helps me to keep on track with my life. Now, the way that you can develop a relationship with God is just to ask Him into your heart and life. Ask Him to reveal Himself to you and be open to hear from Him, because, He can communicate with you in many different ways. And what I found in my relationship with God, He communicates it to me in a way that I understand, whether that could be through dreams, through visions, through a word, through an impression, through the living word, which is the Bible. Sometimes He will give like a scripture or something, or a scripture will come to mind, or something will stand out to me, and that will give me a chance to reflect or meditate on it. Keep your heart open to God and don't limit Him by what you think He is. Another positive habit to develop in 2021 is to exercise. Exercise is good for the brain. It releases endorphins. It releases this kind of feel-good factor within you. I love to exercise. It is something that is a great stress reliever for me, helps me mentally. How you can exercise, you can do this in all different types of ways. There's loads of videos on YouTube. If you're more an outside person, you know, you could ride a bike or go for long walks. And you know, there's no fast and set rule on how long to exercise as well. Even though recommendations say that you should exercise for at least half an hour a day, you can do it for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour, whatever you choose. And there's loads of videos on YouTube that have different time levels of exercises that you can do. So try and do exercise at least 3 to 4 times a week. And you know, you can pick and choose what days of the week you do it, but just make sure the number of days that you say you want to exercise, you're doing some type of movement. Another positive habit to develop in 2021 is to pre-plan your day. This is something that I highly recommend, especially if you're somebody who struggles with focus, struggles with distractions. This is something I've talked about on other videos that I've struggled with at times: procrastination, feeling overwhelmed with tasks. What I find that really does work, that really does help, is to pre-plan your day. Now, I find it best to pre-plan your day the night before. So I will come in my office, like come in this room here, and I will think about the things I've got to do for the day. And then I write them in my lovely Ella Iconic planner, but you can write it down on a notepad or whatever you have. And then, you know, the next day when I get up, I know what I need to do. Another key thing that I would recommend to pre-planning your day is not to give yourself loads of things to do, because I find that sometimes that can make you come unstuck, because you will look at your list. If you're like me, I'm somebody who likes to tick things off as they're done. And what I found before is that when I was writing down too many things and things weren't getting done because time doing some of the things took longer than other things, I would feel discouraged. So I would definitely recommend just writing down maybe 2 or 3 key things. If it is a huge project, maybe that might be your only to-do task for the day. It's good to plan your day because it also helps with productivity. It helps you to maximize the most that you can get out of your day. You know, these are things that will definitely benefit you going forward into 2021. So the next thing I want to share with you on my list of positive habits to develop in 2021 is to engage in meaningful and purposeful work and activities. Now, part of this is going to be relatively easy to implement, and the other part not so, because it's going to take time to build up to do it. So the part that's going to be quite easy to do is the activities part. So this is just basically doing something you enjoy, doing something that you love, you know, getting the most out of it, you know, enjoying it. Engaging in meaningful activities has many benefits. It will help you to feel happy. It helps to get your mind off things. It makes you feel good about yourself. You know that you're getting a real sense of something out of it. On the other hand, if you're in a job and you're working in a particular career that is not meaningful or purposeful, that can feel mentally draining and can drag you down. And I've been there myself quite a few times. It really does have an effect on mental health. It really does have an effect on mood. But in terms of meaningful and purposeful work, I would start to think about the things that you really want to do. Write down a list of stuff that you wish that you could do as a career. It doesn't matter about now thinking, oh, you know, oh, this roadblock or that roadblock. Give yourself just that blank canvas to think about that career or that job or that business that you really want. And then if you can, write down in a notebook or something, you know, some of the things that you feel are the steps that will take you there. And if you can, start to work towards them this year. For me, this one is an essential habit to develop in 2021. It's an essential for 2021. And that is to take in positive and uplifting content. Now, for me, one of the things I love to do is to listen to people like Evan Carmichael or other entrepreneurs who are quite well known, and those who are not well known, and listen to their uplifting stories or their uplifting tips. I also like to listen to really uplifting podcasts, like Bold Idea podcast, which is no longer running now. But, you know, these type of things inspire me. These type of things help me to believe that things are possible, even if they seem impossible. I also like to listen to uplifting music, like uplifting jazz, watch uplifting YouTube videos, read, uplifting books. And that will bring me on to one of my next points. But, one of the things I would encourage you to do in 2021 as a habit every day is to find something uplifting to listen to. It could be an encouraging word from somebody that you admire. It could be taking in a podcast. You might have a day where you're not feeling like whatever it is you want to do is going to be achieved. Just by listening to some uplifting or encouraging content by somebody, you look up to or you admire, it might help to push you over that hump. I love listening to uplifting and encouraging content because I don't have anybody around me that's trying to aspire to do the same things as me. Everybody's doing different things. Everyone's got their own different path. I am a little bit out of my box in the things that I'm doing. So then when I listen to other entrepreneurs or people who have been where I once was and hear their story or hear their inspirational words of encouragement, it really does help me. It really does help me to focus and to push on. I just take every day as it comes sometimes, because sometimes it can feel like a bit of a bumpy, challenging journey. But then, by listening to uplifting and encouraging content, it just gets me through the day. The next habit I want to share with you to develop in 2021 is to practice and develop self-discipline. This is something that I find at times particularly hard. I've been on my own self-discipline journey now for the last year and a bit. And as a matter of fact, I did share recently in my last podcast, I will leave a link description to a snippet of it at the top of this video, that the same things that I was trying to achieve last year, I'm trying to do this year. Self-discipline has been particularly hard for me at times, and I think the reason is because I have never really concentrated on it before. But I find that as I'm going into a different level of doing stuff, especially as I am my own boss, an entrepreneur, self-employed, it is important that I consistently continue to develop self-discipline. Self-discipline is one of those personal treasures that everybody should work on developing. It is an essential thing to have. To have self-discipline in your own time and to motivate yourself to be self-disciplined is something that is very, very hard. But you can only do it in small steps. One of the excellent things about my Ella Iconic planner that I've got this year is that it's got a habit tracker. The key things that I want to do each day, I tick them off at the end of the day. And it's been really eye-opening to track myself like that, actually, because I've never actually done a habit tracker before. But that's one of the things that you can start to do that will ease you into that journey of self-discipline, is just to track your habits. Apparently scientists say that it takes, 21 days or 30 days to develop a habit, to get it into your brain for it to be kind of a repetitive thing to do. A good repetitive, by the way. So it's something that is definitely worth doing. The next quick thing I want to share with you about good habits to develop in 2021 is to read books. Reading books will increase your knowledge. Reading books will help you to know things that you don't already know. Reading books can give you information about things that you'd never dreamed of. If you're not an avid book reader, you can take in books by audiobooks. If you don't like paperback books or holding books in your hand, you can, read a book on a Kindle device. However you choose to take in books, it doesn't matter. The important thing is that you're starting to read more books. Now, I have a target of how many books that I want to read this year. Haven't started off great at the moment. I'm just about finishing my first book, and last year I kind of fell off a bit as well. But this year I have a certain target of amount of books I want to read this year, and I do tend to read books that I like, and that is another way you can encourage yourself to read books. Read books or listen to books of things that you like. That is a good way to first take in information. Also, just set yourself time each day to do that. It could be that you read or listen to one chapter of a book a day, or it could be that you set aside time to read 20 minutes of a book or listen to a book a day. I like to buy my books secondhand and used, and I always usually get them in really good condition from places like Amazon and eBay. I have been known to pick up like books for 1 pence, 2 pence, but I think those days are kind of gone now, because I think a lot of people are kind of catching the value of getting used books for really, really low prices. They also do like ex-library books on Amazon as well, but you don't really get a lot of them. But you can also, if you don't have the money to buy books, you can get books on YouTube, audio books to listen to, or Audible books, which is part of Amazon, I think. And you can get free downloads of books of a certain amount a month. So those are worth checking out as well. Okay, 2 more to go. The first one is develop consistency. This is something that is definitely another thing that is hard to do. It's about self-regulating yourself and putting yourself in line. It's not easy to do at first. Consistency for me has been one of the areas that I've struggled in certain things, but in other areas I can definitely see improvements. But you know, Rome wasn't built in a day. You just start where you are and try and be consistent with one thing a day. If that is to get up at a certain time every day, then do that. If it's to do something like a particular task each day, then do that. But the main thing is to be consistent in it. And what you'll find after time is that once you build consistency in one area of your life, you are then able to bring that same habit into other areas of your life. I remember listening to John Maxwell, who is a famous Christian leadership leader, and he talks about the habit he's had for over 30 years. You know, he gets up at a certain time, he prays, he reads his Bible, he writes his book. This man has written over 100 books, and it's all because he has a habit of consistency, and that habit has helped him to keep on track to do things every single day, even on his days off. You know, he still keeps these habits because he's consistent. So definitely this is something that both me and you can do in 2021, is to be more consistent in the things that we do. Try it with small things first, and then that will lead on to bigger things. And the last habit to develop in 2021 that I want to share with you is something that I briefly did a video on, and I will leave a link to it at the end of this video, and that is to be thankful. Now this doesn't require to do anything in particular. It's just about looking back at the end of each day and being thankful for whatever the day has brought you. Whether the day has been good or bad, it's about finding something in each day to be thankful for. It could just be thanking God or being thankful for the food you have. It could be being thankful for work or for new opportunities. It could just be something as simple as being thankful for a certain friend that you have. But it's a good habit to develop in 2021, to be thankful about things. It's very easy in this day and age to always expect and expect and expect all the time, and never take a moment to reflect and sit back and think, what is it that I have to be thankful for? These are all good habits to develop in 2021. Let me know in the comment box below what habits you're looking to develop in 2021. Maybe it's something different to the things on my list. I hope you found this video helpful. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the thumbs up if you've liked the content, and I will see you on the next video.